Okay, so next topic that I'm going to start is power source characteristic. Power source characteristic. So before starting with power source characteristic, one thing you need to understand is the arc welding machine can be classified on the basis of movement of the electrode. On the basis of the movement of the electrode, we can classify the arc welding machines. How do we classify? For example, let's suppose this is the electrode and this is a workpiece. Electrode can have two kinds of motion. One is it can move horizontally, right? And the other one is, as it is getting consumed, you'll have to feed it. So it can have vertical motion also. It can have horizontal motion also, right? It can have vertical motion also. It can have vertical and horizontal motions. So let's say this is the electrode. The electrode can have two kinds of motion. One is the horizontal, second one is the vertical. So electrode can have two kinds of motion. One is the horizontal motion, other one is the vertical motion. Now, if both the motions are controlled by your hand, it is called as manual arc welding. If both the motions are controlled by a robot or by a machine, it is called as automatic arc welding. And if any one motion is controlled manually and other one is controlled by a robot, it is called as semi-automatic welding. Okay, so please write down. First copy this. Electrode can have two kinds of motion, horizontal and vertical. If both the motions are controlled manually, it is called as manual arc welding. If both the motions are controlled by a machine, it is called as automatic arc welding. And if one motion is controlled manually, and other is controlled by a machine, it is called as semi-automatic welding. Let us see the arc voltage characteristic. Again, I draw the diagram. This is the electrode, and here we have the workpiece. The gap between the electrode and the workpiece, we have the arc. In between the gap between electrode and the workpiece, we have the arc, and this is called as the arc length. Okay. Now let us see how much voltage is required across the arc, like how much voltage is present across the arc. VA. First of all, for establishing the arc, some minimum voltage will be required. Some minimum voltage difference will be required, right? If that voltage difference is not there, no flow of current will be established and no arc will be established. So let us say some minimum voltage is required, that I am calling as A. Now, let us take two cases. In one case, I am increasing the arc length. Let's say this is the arc length now. In another case, I am reducing the arc length. Out of case 1 and 2, out of the case 1 and 2, which one will require higher voltage? Which one will require higher voltage? Out of the case 1 and 2, which will require higher voltage? Vishwas is saying 1. Abhimanyu is also saying 1. Very good, guys. First case will require more voltage. Why more? Because when the arc length is increasing, there is more space between the electrode and the workpiece. And what is present in the space between electrode and the workpiece? Air is present, right? So, if the arc length is increasing, the amount of air is increasing. If the amount of air is increasing, the resistance of air will be increasing. Okay? So, as arc length increases, the resistance of air increases. The resistance of air is increasing, hence we will have to apply higher voltage to establish the arc. Right? So, from this we can understand for the voltage across the arc, the voltage required for establishing the arc is directly proportional to the arc length. As the arc length is increasing, we have to increase the arc voltage. So, we get the expression VA is equal to A plus BL. VA is equal to A plus BL. Understood till here? Hence, more voltage required to establish the arc. Okay, copied? Now, let us suppose you are doing manual arc welding. So, what happens in manual arc welding is you are giving both the motions to the electrode by yourself. Okay. So, will you be able? Abhimanyu is asking what is B? B, in a way, is the slope, you can say. This is A. B is the slope. Okay. So what I was saying? If you are doing manual arc welding, will it be possible for you to maintain a constant arc length? No. Obviously no. It won't be possible for you to maintain a constant arc length. So what will happen? The arc length will keep on changing. Because of that, the voltage will keep on changing. If the voltage is changing, then the current will keep on changing. Therefore, we need a power source such that even if the voltage is changing, the current should not change. Okay. So on basis of that, we get the first power source, that is called as constant current power source. So please start writing. After this, please start writing. From the above expression, we can see that the voltage across the arc is dependent on the arc length. Next point. In manual arc welding, since it will be very difficult for us to maintain a constant arc length, to maintain a constant arc length, the arc voltage will keep on changing. The arc voltage will keep on changing. And if the arc voltage keeps on changing, the current will keep on changing. Hence we need a power source. Which maintains constant current, even if the arc voltage is changing. Which maintains constant current even if the arc voltage is changing. This power source is called as constant current power source. This power source is called as constant current power source. Okay. So first let us see what is constant current power source. Let us say this is V1 and this is V2. Here the change in voltage is very high. But the change in current is very small. Compared to change in voltage. That's why the power source which follows this graph, is called as constant current power source. So, and this kind of graphs are called as drooping graphs, drooping characteristic. Okay, Vishesh has mentioned drooping characteristic. So this is the name, drooping characteristic. Here you can write for large change in V, the change in I is very small. Hence considered as constant current power source. Saurav is asking drooping means. So from what I remember, drooping means falling. See, this graph is like it is falling down. So that is drooping. Danish is asking who will change? V. Danish, V is changing because of your hand movement. Continuously V is changing, right? Because you are not able to maintain a constant arc length, the V is changing. Because the V is changing, the I should not change. This point where the voltage is maximum but the current is zero, that I am taking as V naught. Okay. And similarly this point where the current is maximum but the voltage is zero, that I am taking as IS. What is V naught, what is IS, that I will tell later. Okay. What is V naught, what is IS, that I will tell later. Danish is asking, it will automatically change. Yeah, it will automatically change. As the arc length is changing, it will automatically change. Used in manual arc welding. For this, what we do is, we keep the current constant. How much current is needed, that we will set in the power source. For stable arc, we set the current across the arc is equal to current across the power source. The current across the arc is equal to current across the power source. IA's current is equal to arc, current across the arc. This will be set as current equal to the power source. Current across the power source. Okay. how much current is needed for the given welding operation that you will calculate. Okay, that will be set as IA, and IA will keep equal to the power source current. Whatever power source current you are keeping, that power source current will be equal to the arc current. Don't go into much depth, just remember these things. Till now, only one question has been asked from constant current power source. The question was, in manual arc welding, what kind of power source is used? Constant current power source is used. In engineering service, they asked one question. Why does manual arc welding have a drooping characteristic? Why does a manual arc welding have drooping characteristic? The answer was, so that the current remains same even if the voltage changes. Okay, so as simple as that, this kind of question you can expect. Subscript A means arc, P means power source. Current across the power source. Copied. Next is constant voltage power source. Constant voltage power source. So, this is the V versus I graph. This is the graph. Okay. Now, in this, if I change the current now, okay, this was the initial current, this is the final current. Okay. If the current is changing, again you can see here, for the change in current, the change in voltage is very, very small. Hence, this is called as constant voltage power source. Now you can see here that the graph is a straight line. Okay, so earlier it was a falling line, so that was called as drooping characteristic. This one is called as linear characteristic. So from this numericals have come. Okay. So simply in the question they will mention linear characteristic. So if you see in the question linear characteristic, you have to take it as constant voltage power source. Okay. So Gaurav is asking, where is it used? Gaurav, these are the most widely available. Hence, they are used with automatic and semi-automatic. If it was upon us, we could have used for manual also. But what will be the problem in manual? You can see that even for a small change in voltage, the change in current is very high. That's why it is not preferred for manual. It is preferred for automatic and semi-automatic. Okay. In this, for stable arc, VA is equal to VP. VA is voltage across the arc. VP is voltage across the power source. So based on this, VA is equal to VP. Many previous year questions have come. VA is equal to VP. Many previous year questions have come. So let us see what is VA, what is VP. Have you written this? VA already we have seen. VA is given as A plus VL. Okay. Now let us see how do we find what is VP. If you extend this line, at some point this line is going to meet the current axis. Right? So if you draw that graph, V versus I, okay, you can say that this is very zoomed out image. So again, when the current is minimum and voltage is maximum, that I am calling as VO, and this one is IS. When the current is maximum, voltage is 0, that I am calling as IS. Okay. So if you have a straight line like this, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-intercept, this is y-intercept. Can you tell me the equation of this straight line? Can you tell me the equation of this straight line? Okay, we have x-axis, A is x-intercept, we have y-axis, B is y-intercept. Can you tell me the equation of this straight line? X by A plus y by B is equal to 1. X by A plus y by B is equal to 1. That is, x by x-intercept plus y by y-intercept is equal to 1. Same equation will follow here. V by V naught plus I by IS plus I by IS is equal to 1. V by V naught plus I by IS is equal to 1. Here V is the voltage across power source. V is nothing but Vp. Here V is Vp. V is voltage across the power source. V is same as Vp. V is same as Vp. Okay. Please copy this. Then I'll tell you what is V naught, what is IS. Please write down VO or V naught. VO or V naught is called as the open circuit voltage. It is called as open circuit voltage. It is called as open circuit voltage. V naught is open circuit voltage. Now, what is the meaning of open circuit voltage? You might have seen that in our houses we have plugs like this in the switchboards, right? We insert the pin inside this, adapters we are inserting inside this. So, if you take a voltmeter, if you simply take a voltmeter and you fit it on this, you attach a voltmeter to this and switch it on, the voltage that it will show is nothing but open circuit voltage. It is nothing but open circuit voltage. So what is open circuit voltage? It is the maximum voltage under no load condition. It is the maximum voltage under no load condition. If you are simply attaching a voltmeter here, then it means you are not attaching any resistance. You are not attaching any resistance. So it will show you the maximum voltage. It will show you the maximum voltage. Okay. So please write down open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage is the maximum voltage. Is the maximum voltage. Is the maximum voltage under no load condition. Under no load condition. Under no load condition. And what is IS? IS is called as short circuit current. IS is called as short circuit current. From the name itself you can understand. When will there be a short circuit? There will be a short circuit when the electrode is touching the workpiece. When the electrode is touching the workpiece, then short circuit will take place. Okay. So that time there is no resistance of air. There is no resistance of air. So when there is no resistance of air, maximum current will be passing through the system. Okay. So short circuit current is maximum current that can pass through the system. It is the current when the electrode is in contact with the workpiece. Can you please explain what is open circuit voltage here exactly? I explained what any power source if you take, just for example, the power source in our homes, if you are attaching anything to it, if you are attaching a mobile charger to it, what is mobile charger? It is a resistance. If you are attaching your trimmer, it is a resistance. Okay. So instead of attaching any equipment, if you are simply attaching a voltmeter, okay, then the voltage that it will show is open circuit voltage. Similarly, even in welding equipment will have a power source. So maximum voltage the power source can have, the maximum voltage that the power source can have is called as open circuit voltage. The 80 volts that we had seen, that we were limiting for the safety of welder, that is nothing but open circuit voltage, that is the maximum voltage. So open circuit voltage I have dictated, right? Write down IS. What is IS? IS is the short circuit current. IS is the short circuit current. It is the maximum 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 current that is allowed to pass through the system. That is allowed to pass through the system. That is allowed to pass through the system. It is the current flowing. It is the current flowing. It is the current flowing when the electrode is in contact with the workpiece. When the electrode is in contact with the workpiece. When the electrode is in contact with the workpiece. Okay, now let us see what kind of questions can be asked. Case 1 is A or B. Find A and B. In the equation VA is equal to A plus BL, we may be asked to find the value of A and B, or find V0 and IS, or find V0 and IS. Okay, so this is the first kind of question. It has been asked many times. So let us see what you have to do in this. So you will be asked to find either A and B. That time V0 and IS will be given, or you will be asked to find V0 and IS and A and B will be given. So what I told you is VA is equal to VP, right? What is the equation for VA? A plus BL is equal to VP. What was the equation for VP? V by V0 plus I by IS is equal to 1. So it is V is equal to 1 minus I by IS times of V0. So V is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into I. So simply we will put it here. A plus BL is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into I. Okay. So this is the first case that you have to do. Please copy this. What they will do is, they will give you, better will understand from the question. First copy this. You will be able to form two equations by using this. You will be able to form two equations by using this. And when you have two equations, you can find the two unknowns. Okay. Copied? Okay. If you have copied this, you can have a look on the secondary screen. There is a question. There is a question on the secondary screen. Please try that question. A direct current welding machine with linear power source characteristic. They have mentioned linear power source characteristic. It means what? It means they are talking about constant voltage. Provides open circuit voltage of 80 volt and short circuit current of 800 ampere. During welding with the machine, the measured arc current is 500 ampere corresponding to arc length of 5 mm. And the measured arc current is 460 ampere corresponding to an arc length of 7 mm. The linear voltage arc length characteristic for welding arc can be given as. Simply they are asking you the value of A and B. So you know the two values of arc length. One is 5 mm, one is 7 mm. For the respective arc length, they have given two values of the current. One is 500 ampere, one is 460 amperes. So by using these two values, form two equations and solve these two equations. Okay. So I'll start solving. We have two arc lengths. When the arc length is 5 mm, the current is given as 500 ampere. When the arc length is 7 mm, the current is given as 460 amperes. Okay. So let us put these values in the equation. We'll get two equations. A plus B into L1 into 5 is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into 500. Then A plus 7B is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into 460. Okay. So we have equation 1 and equation 2. Let us subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Let us subtract equation 1 from 2. 2 minus 1. What will it give us? A and A will get cancelled. A and A will get cancelled. 7B minus 5B will give you 2B is equal to V0 will get cancelled. V0 will get cancelled. Then we have minus 460 V0 by IS minus 500 V0 by IS. So minus 500 will become plus 500. 500 minus 460 is 40. 2B is equal to 40 V0 by IS. 2B is equal to 40 V0 by IS. And V0 and IS is given. V0 is given as 80 volt. IS is given as 800. So 2B is equal to 40 into 80 upon 800. So it is 1 by 10. 2B is equal to 4, which implies B is equal to 2. B is equal to 2. Put this value in any one of the equation. Put these values in any one of the equation. So A plus 2B, A plus 10 is equal to V0. V0 is how much? 80 minus V0 by IS 1 by 10 into 50. So 1 by 10 into 50 is 50. So A plus 10 is equal to 30, which implies A is equal to 20. So A is 20, B is 2. So the equation is VA is equal to 20 plus 12. VA is equal to 20 plus 12. Okay. VA is equal to 20 plus 12. Try this question. This question is having one very good trick. In a DC arc welding operation, the voltage arc length characteristic was obtained as V arc is equal to 20 plus 5L, where arc length L was varied between 5 mm and 7 mm. Here V arc denotes the arc voltage in volts. The arc current was varied from 400 ampere to 500 ampere. Assuming linear power source characteristic, the open circuit voltage and short circuit current for the welding operation are. Okay guys, please look here. One thing that you have to take care is in this question. See, in previous question, they had directly mentioned. I have gone back to previous question, please take care. In the previous question, they had directly mentioned that 500 ampere is for 5 mm arc length and 460 ampere is for 7 mm arc length. From this question, you can see that when the arc length was less, the current was more, and when the arc length was increased, the current got decreased. Right? See, when the arc length was 5, the current was 500. From 5, the arc length became 7, but the current got decreased to 460 amperes. Again, what is happening? When the arc length is increasing, there is more resistance of air. When there is more resistance of air, lesser current will be flowing. Okay, so please take care of that. If you are not able to understand this, if you have made the mistake, just write down as the arc length increases, the I decreases. Okay. Always take a note of your mistakes so that same mistakes you are not repeating in the exam. Okay. Most of you might have done this mistake, so please take a note of this. As the arc length is increasing, the current is decreasing. Okay. So based on this, when I was 400 ampere, the arc length would have been 7 mm. Arc length would have been 7 mm. When the current was 500 ampere, the arc length would have been 5 mm. Arc length got reduced, so current got increased. Okay. So let us put the values in this equation. Okay. So this time we are given the value of A and B. And we have to find the value of V0 and IS. Okay. So equation 1 is A is 20 plus 5 into 7 I am taking is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into I for this case is 400. So it is 20 plus 35, 55. 55 is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into 400. Okay. In the second equation, if I take equation 2, 20 plus B is 5 into 5, 25 is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into 500. Okay, so 20 plus 25 is 45 is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS into 500. Okay, so we have equation 1 and equation 2. So let us subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Equation 1 minus equation 2. 55 minus 45 will give you 10. 55 minus 45 will give you 10. V0 minus V0 will give you 0. Okay. Then minus V0 by IS into 400. Minus V0 by IS into 500. So this minus will become plus. You will get 100 times of V0 by IS. So it implies V0 by IS is 1 by 10. V0 by IS is 1 by 10. Okay. Put this value in any one equation. Let us put these values in equation 1. V0 by IS is 1 by 10. So V0 by IS is 1 by 10. So we get put in 1. We get 55 is equal to V0 minus V0 by IS is 1 by 10 into 440. So V0 is equal to 95, which implies IS is equal to 950. Understood?